Evening, folks. Right, I put out a poll, was it one day last week, where you all voted for an heirloom box. Now, what I've got here is, as you can see, some scrap oak. This was an old 1930s piece of furniture that was unfit for repair. I'm just checking it here for nails and where all the nails are and denailing it, because it'll have pins in it in various places. So that's what I'm doing here. Most important to do with old bits of wood like this. It looks like there's none, but there always is some. I don't want that going through my saw. So in my design here, this is the design I sort of laid down in my book. And in the end, it's nothing like this, because I tried something with the fitting together of the actual box, and it didn't sort of like go as planned. So I had to sort of like go to sort of another step. I wanted to put a certain shape to this, and it didn't sort of work out as I wanted. It was more to do with the amount of wood I had, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. So there you go. Just that's what you do, denail it, and then just go over with your magnet again, or if you've got one of them metal detector-y type one things that I've seen about. So I'm just ripping this down. Now I'm going through here on the end. You can see a bit of wood still attached to that scrap, but the nail, if there's any pins in it, they'll be going the other way. Where I'm actually cutting, there's no pins in it at all. So I'm just going above the wood, and I'll just run that through. Nice and simple. Keep your hands well away from that. I've got some push blocks, and I think I've got push sticks as well available on my website if you want to go and support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe as well. That'll be most helpful. So I'm just tidying this up just to see what I've got actually got to, you know, what to play with, so to speak. It's a simple process, really. But yeah, so this box, what it's going to be doing, now this is what I've got. This is what I've got to use. So I'm just trimming everything down to size now. Yeah, so this box, what I'm going to use it for, as it's going to be a small heirloom box, so for little small trinkets, that kind of thing. And I'm going to keep it to one side. This won't be for sale. I'm going to keep this because it's sort of like the first one I've made using hardwood, a full construction with hardwood scraps. And what I will put in it is, I don't know yet, if I'm perfectly honest, but it'll be something for my grandkids so they can open up, you know, in years to come when I'm not here. And they can, you know, there'll be something a little bit left in that box for them. I mean, heirloom boxes all over the world have different meanings, and different sort of people have different sort of understandings of them. My understanding is, you know, you leave something for your family. But this, you know, the bits in this will be for my grandchildren. You know, I've got quite a few grandchildren at the moment, and no doubt I'll have more at some stage. So I'm just running through now, cutting grooves in there, and that's going to be for the top and bottom of the box. So like you see here, there's a nice tight fit there, but when I do go and sand it off a bit, it just goes a bit loose. So I mean, you know, it all gets glued up anyway. Just setting my height for the saw blade. Little bit of marking. Little bit of detail. Love marking up. This is where I get sort of like creative with myself. So don't forget, let me know what projects you're all onto, what you're all making. If there's any tips and tricks you want to put in the comments for me and for any of the other subscribers, please feel free to do so down below. Just keep marking. I'm just taking my time. Now, when this is finished, what I would have liked to have done with it is probably add a little bit more time with the actual build itself, but it turns out nice in the end. So like I say, I'm using a scrap piece of oak from the drawers here, and you've seen the mahogany tabletop scrap I've got. I use some of that as well. So here I'm just sanding what will be the insides, and this is sort of like the old finish. Now this is solid wood, so I can just sand that straight off there, and it leaves this really nice, clean looking oak. And you know what? I'll be perfectly honest with you, I've really enjoyed using this hardwood. So scrap hardwood is something I'm going to be definitely on the lookout for. I've had a look at some of the prices in the UK for, you know, buying it in, like from sort of dealers and stuff, lumber yards, timber yards, whatever you want to call them, and the prices are crazy money. So if you can get them old bits of furniture, pick them up, check them out that they're hardwood, break them up, denail them, and you can make things like this. So I am trying one of these brushes here, and you know what? I just can't get on with it. I just can't get on with it at all. So I just sort of like get stuck in with fingers. So I'm just sort of putting everything together. You can see there where it's a little bit loose now after I've sanded all the parts. But it's fine. You know, in the end, there's nothing wrong with it. What I wanted to learn from this, again, I was practicing in miters. I wanted to practice a little bit of inlay work on it. And it was all about learning, but I just wanted to create something quite nice. And in the end, when you see it at the final shots, please do let me know what you think, and be honest as you want. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. So I'm just changing the blade over here for a flat tooth blade. I got these blades, they're inexpensive blades. I picked them up off Amazon. I will put a link in. They seem, I've not used the flat tooth yet. I use it on this now coming up, but I've been using that sort of greeny coloured one. Don't drop the bolt. Don't drop your bolt. There he is. He's not impressed. So more marking out here. Now, this is sort of like I'm marking out just where I'm going to put these splines. And then because it's a small box, I'm still unsure here of where I'm going to cut the lid. Now, the lid's going to be sort of like, one you can lift off. Future projects, I'm going to be doing hinges and sort of stuff like that. I've never done hinges before, but I will try them. I've got my chisels now, so I will try them. So just going through here, cutting the splines with a flat tooth blade, the spline slot, should I say. And it was just a little bit of an upgrade, an inexpensive upgrade, getting this blade. And it worked well. And from the boxes I've made before, where you can see a little bit of a gap because of the teeth, this sort of eliminated that. So here now, I'm actually cutting the splines out of the scrap mahogany that I had lying about, and I also want to cut a bit of inlay with this to contrast that light oak colour. So that's what I'm doing here. The thin rip jig just makes life really easy. Nice and easy. So just measuring it up, making sure they all fit okay. I'm just cutting some down. I need 8 in total of these. But it's always good just to have some on the shelf ready for, like next projects and stuff. So I put glue in. They go in, they're a little bit loose. As you can see there, a little bit loose. Could have done with it being a little bit tighter. I don't know how the weather is affecting sort of the wood. Sometimes I can do like a joint or something like that, and it can be nice and tight, and then next minute, you leave it a couple of hours and everything's loose or whatever. I don't know. I ain't got a clue. Is it weather related? No idea. I don't know how it sort of affects wood. I know it has an effect on wood, but I'm unsure on what. So this is going to be the handle section. So I'm just freehanding a design here and just working out what sort of design I want. Again, using some of the oak. Just using my Bradley here just to, so I don't get no drift when I go through it with the bit. So I'm using a Forstner bit here. I think was it a 10 or a 15? I'm not sure. I'll double check that. And I'm just going straight through. I've got a backer board there. Just going through nice and gentle with this. I could stop and come through from the other side, but there was no tear out on there whatsoever on the thing. So I'm just jigsawing another little section here of it. Just to give it a bit of shape. I'm just spending sort of like, you know, a good half an hour on this section alone. Now, if I had more time to spend on the overall build, I'm sure I could do it. And what have I learned from this? Is my miters any good? Well, they're better than the last time I did them. So I am learning. I'm just going to cut them holes out there, them pinholes, because I need two 12cm sections here. And these are going to be for like the feet sort of stroke stand the box will sit on. So I don't want any of them sort of nasty holes. Yeah, so just nice and easy, just measuring it. Yeah, so my measuring's getting better, my miters are getting better, far from perfect. I've learnt a lot from this. I enjoyed, you'll see in a little bit on in the video, the sort of, I call it inlay. I don't know if that's what you call it, but you'll see what I mean. Just going through there, and that's them. Nice and simple. So I'm just cutting these splines off now. This is sort of next day. I've let them dry overnight. And you can see there the box taking shape. And I'm just sanding everything flush before I cut through the box. I don't want anything impeding me as I go through that table saw. In hindsight, I would have done this slightly different. I would have gone in the two shorter sides first, because it does go off, skew a little bit. That's my fault on me, something I've learned. Now this bit is for the inlay here. As you can see, I'm just going around them sort of edges. I did put the liner in, and that is some of Shelley's basswood that she's got for what she does for her lasering. I didn't have nothing else I could use, and I've cut that and glued that in. That's an easy job. Just take your time with it. I didn't take footage of that, so I'm just gluing now this inlay in. And all I just wanted to do with this was just see, number one, see if I could actually do it, which will give me confidence to do more of this type of work in the future. And two, just to contrast the old cup. I just didn't want it looking really bland. So how I did that, I cut in each piece individually as I went round the box. You know, some people will cut all 4 pieces and they'll fit perfectly. I'm not that sort of perfectionist, you know, perfection sort of guy that can do that. So I've got to work with my limitations. So what I did there was I glued it, you know, overnight. I clamped that on. I put some tape over that to hold it, then clamped the lid back over the top and left it overnight. And it seems to fit. It needs flushing off. Now, I haven't got my plate, you know, you see me planes. So what I did there is I ended up sanding everything sort of flush. Any little bits of glue, I'm just using my little scraper, any little nibs anywhere. And I'm just sanding everything sort of flush now and sanding everything. And it works out really, really well. I honestly really enjoyed this build. It was amazing working with this. I found working with this hardwood, and I'm not kidding here when I say this, so much easier than working with pine. I really did. I just took my time with it. So this is one of them undoey tools, a chamfer plane. I told you about that. I got that, you know, undoey sent me a bit back. It's going to take a bit of a learning curve, but you know what? What I wanted to do was put like, so the lid looked like it was slightly, had a shadow line, and it was sort of not floating, but like some sort of shadow line in between the joint. I've seen somebody else do that on a video, and I thought, I quite like look at that, I'll try it. I thought, why not? It's scrap wood, just try it. You know, you get to this sort of stage of the build, and you don't want to mess anything up, but you've got to try, you've got to learn from your mistakes. It worked out okay. I need a little bit more practice with that chamfer plane, but you know what? That's a cool finish that leaves on that. It really, really is. Quite impressed with that tool. I'll definitely be using it again. So I'm marking out now what the positioning for the handle. You can see the design on the handle there now. So things I've learned from one of the other builds about going through and splitting the wood and all that kind of stuff was just take my time and do things correctly. So I'm going through with a pilot hole this side. And then I'm going in from the other side and putting a little, going through. I'm just sanding all the sort of off, pencil marks, that kind of stuff. Now I'm just screwing in from the other side, and I've pre-drilled through into that handle this time, so there'll be no splitting. So these are the feet, just simply screwing these on with a countersink. Now I'll probably go back at some point and plug these. That there is not a split. It looks like a split in the wood, but it's not. It's actually a pattern in the grain. But yeah, really, I'm gonna go. But you know, I'm looking at this video back now as I'm doing this voiceover, and I'm gonna plug them. Probably doesn't need it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm just simply using our furniture oil. It's like a blend of two sort of mineral oils or whatever it is when I had it made for what we used on our antiques. And I'm just giving it a coat of that. So I'm just going to go over everything now just with a really fine grit paper, make it smooth, you know, really, really smooth. This works. And at some point I'll go back over it. You know, I was just in time constraints for the video, but I'll go over it with some wax or something in a couple of days or so. But there, it's finished. I like the way that lid looks like it's slightly sort of with that shadow line type effect. I like that. Some people might not like that, but I like it. There's no grain wrap here or anything like that. I'm not that good yet, to be perfectly honest with you. But overall, I'm absolutely over the moon with this. I really loved it. This has given me loads of confidence, this has, to do different things. It's a small box. It was an intricate sort of build. But yeah, you know, first time I've done something. So when my grandkids get this, they'll be happy, won't they? Thanks for watching.